Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Gadget Nation and me, Adam Carruthers, seated right here in the box in the Damansara Pradana area, specifically at Empire City. I'm very excited to show you what we have today. For example, what you can see directly in front of me, some phones from Samsung. Oh yeah, plus plenty more in store just for you to keep up to date on all the latest news in the world of technology. So let's start the show.
The governing sports body for electronic sports in Malaysia, Esports Malaysia or ESM, was officially launched at Dewan Perdana Felda with the support of Federal Land Development Authority, Felda, and ACES Malaysia. ESM was registered under the Malaysian Sports Commissioner in December 2014 with the main objective of elevating esports in Malaysia. Olympus Imaging has revealed a new OMD EM5 Mark II interchangeable lens camera that has the world's most advanced 5-axis image stabilization system. This new 16-megapixel camera symbolizes photographic freedom with cinematic quality and reliable splash and dust proofing. Other than that, Olympus also showcased its new compact camera, Olympus Stylus TG860 TUF, and M-Zuiku Digital 14-150mm Super Zoom lens. Sony has introduced the luxurious and sleek CyberShot DSC-KW11 digital still camera designed to help capture perfect selfie or OOTD, outfit of the day, shot for sharing on the social networks. With an unprecedented design, the CyberShot is both functional and complementary to one's lifestyle needs and wants. The CyberShot comes in 4 beautiful silky pearl colors: white, pink, green and violet, and available now at selected Sony outlets at 3,299 ringgit.
Oh, very exciting. We got not one, but two devices, both from Samsung here, and not much to differentiate between the two devices. They're very similar, they're priced slightly differently, but they're offering quite a fair bit for a relatively low price and rather nifty if you ask me. Now, we have a slightly smaller model. This is the A3, as you can see right here. And next to it, the big brother, the A5. Now, I'm not talking about cars, I'm talking about phone models, as you can see. And it just feels nice in my hands holding it up. It's cool, it feels refreshing, it feels nice, it feels very thin. In fact, these two devices are the thinnest which Samsung have produced. So obviously it's also going to be very light once it's that thin. So the question is, what separates these two devices? What gives more value perhaps? Which one would suit your purposes more? Well, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Okay, so these two A-series models, let me just clarify that they are mid-tier specs. So don't expect something really high up from you expect from the S5 or the Note 4 or something. Now, bearing that in mind, of course, it's reflected in the price as well, even though it has a very premium feel when you're holding it in your hands. The bigger brother here, which is the A5, is about 1,199 ringgit, slightly less is the A3 at 899 ringgit, below 1,000 ringgit, which obviously is a big plus point for everybody out there. Now, I said it's very thin. It is 6.9 and 6.7 from the big to the small, respectively, millimeters. So obviously very slim. Just going to hold it up so you can see that 6.9 right there on the A5. Pretty cool. And in terms of how they look, it's extremely similar. Mind the fingerprints that you can see right there. It's all glass in the front, broken only by a solitary home key right there and a speaker grill right there. Not too bad. In terms of the side, we just have the volume rocker. Pretty much it there. And on the other, we can see right there we have an SD card slot, micro SD, so you can put in your additional storage. And here we've got the power button. Now, you can't swap out the battery. It's a unibody case, so you're stuck with it unless you have it serviced or something. And obviously, on the back, we've got the camera, and at the base, we've got the headphone jack right there, and also the USB port for you to charge and plug it into your computer. Now, in terms of the specs inside, which one should I start with first? Let's go with the A3. The battery is a bit of a letdown. It's only got 1,900 mAh as opposed to the big brother, which has got 2,300 mAh. Now for the screen, not too different. One is a 4.5-inch device. The other one is a 5-inch device. Now, the key difference here is they're both Super AMOLED, yes, but the A3 has QHD, the A5 has an HD screen. So I've just switched it on for you to get a better view. Now, it doesn't make much difference. They're both pretty clear, pretty sharp, pretty vibrant, pretty full of life. There you have it, it's switched on. Just to give you a full indication of how it is. Let me just pop it off a second there. Got a lot of missed calls apparently, but never mind that. Okay, in terms of the specs inside, well, like I said, it's mid-tier. So here on the A5, it's not too bad if you ask me. It's got this 1.2 gigahertz quad-core processor, and it's increased the GB of the RAM to 2 GB. This is slightly less at 1 GB, so we've got to bear that in mind. Pretty cool though. Once again, bear in mind it's all mid-tier specs. Now, one thing which I like is the front cameras here, the 5 megapixels, so if you like taking your selfies, then you are pretty much good to go in that aspect. So, what else about the devices? There's not much to separate the two, to be honest. I touched on the screen, one being QHD, the other one being HD. The cameras in the back do differ slightly. It's 8 megapixels on the A3 and the A5. It's boosted up to 13 megapixels. The front one, like I touched on, it's the 5 megapixel selfie. It's also got what we've seen in the Note 4, which is a panoramic selfie, which is pretty cool as well. Apart from that though, they're both pretty steady devices, and I have to say it does feel very nice. Like I said, it's really thin, has a nice premium feel, and it's done a very, very good job. Now, internal memory, both of them, it's 16 GB. Not the greatest, to be honest. That's where you have the micro SD, so if you're running a lot of apps, etc., it might be a little bit of an issue, it might not. Again, that is entirely up to the individual user and exactly what they're going to put onto the device. Now, in terms of all the other specs, it's standard. There's Bluetooth, NFC, 4G, etc. So obviously not too mid-tier if you ask me. Bearing in mind the price point, slightly less than 1,200 ringgit for the A5, slightly under 900 ringgit for the A3. And you're talking a pretty good bargain if you ask me. I think Samsung need it. I think Samsung need to release something like this which has a premium feel without being too expensive as well. So hats off to them. It's just a question of 4.5 or 5-inch screen. What suits your purpose? I personally still haven't decided.